New Zealand is a country that seemingly has it all. Epic mountain ranges follow crystal clear waters down through tropical forests to rugged coastlines and sandy beaches. Extreme sports are enjoyed alongside laid-back cafes and bars, whilst a sense of old-fashioned Englishness mixes with ancient Maori traditions. It was the first country I wanted to visit as a child and has remained at the top of my travel list ever since, so over a month spent touring these lands truly was a dream come true. In this series, I'll be taking you along every step of the way as we explore the best this country has to offer via road, rail, trail, bike, bus and boat. I'll be explaining its geology, wildlife and history, reviewing its many attractions and offering tips and advice for your own travels to this enchanting land. In this first episode, we begin our road trip on the North Island by looping around the stunning coastline of the Coromandel Peninsula, taking a journey up into the bush on a home-built railway, before finally heading south to the magical Waitomo Glowworm Caves. We're about to start our road trip zigzagging down New Zealand. I am unbelievably excited.
We're on the road again!
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for.
We've now reached the other side of the Coromandel Peninsula in a place called Tairua, where the river we were following through the mountains comes out of the sea. And this is our first proper glimpse at New Zealand waters and sea, and it is absolutely stunning. Crystal clear blue waters. It really is amazing.
Be free with me.
We've arrived at Porta Beach, which is famous for the hot water springs that are under the sand. So at low tide you can dig holes and then they'll fill with warm water and you can almost have your own spa experience on the beach. It's not quite low tide, but there is people already starting to dig holes. You can see the distance, so we're going to walk there. As a side note, we've just grabbed some lunch and the Hotties Beachfront Eatery, just at the front of the beach here, does some amazing chips.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out.
This is the strangest feeling. You don't even have to dig into the sand. Now the tide's going out, you just have to dig your feet in a bit, and like an inch, 2 inches down, it's boiling hot water, almost enough to scald you if you hold your feet in there. Now that the tide has gone out more, there is steaming hot water pouring out the holes people have dug and running down the beach. And when you walk in it, you can only put your feet in for like a couple of seconds before they start to burn. It really is that hot. It's so strange to see. It's actually quite nice once the cold seawater comes in and mixes with it and cools you down. That was one of the strangest but coolest experiences I've had. It's really hard to put it across and film. You definitely need to try it yourself. I only wish I was here longer so I could actually dig a hole and lay in it for a bit. So we drove 10 minutes up the road to Hahe Beach, and from here we're taking the walking trail to Cathedral Cove, which is a famous secluded beach.
Eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde.
In the summer months you can't actually drive up to the beginning of the trail, you have to park in Hahe and then get the shuttle bus to the start of the trail.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow.
So the walk to Cathedral Cove takes about 30-40 minutes, but the journey is part of what makes it so good, because all along there is these amazing vistas out across the cliffs and over the sea.
Be free with me. Be free with
made it to Cathedral Cove and it is stunning. There's not much more to say than that. It's pretty much how it is when you see it in movies like the Chronicles of Narnia, with the amazing rock formations, the blue sea and crashing waves, the primeval trees clinging onto the cliffs, and of course that famous arch that you can see behind me here.
Let's go, be free with me. Oh, come on and let's go, let's be free with me. Yeah, be free, be free, be free with me.
Good morning. This morning we're in the north of the Coromandel Peninsula and we're heading up on Driving Creek Railway, which is a small little tourist rail track that goes up into the forest here. So the top of the train ride is Eiffel Tower, which has incredible views over the mountains and the sea. It really is stunning. And we're going back down again. So the Driving Creek Railway has a pretty interesting story. It was started by a guy named Barry, who was a potter, and he wanted to get the clay and firewood down from the mountains, so built his own railway all by hand. And then as more people came and wanted to go up the hill to see the view, it slowly over many years transformed into a tourist railway, taking people up to the top, and it got extended. However, it still retains that local and handmade feel. A lot of the early parts of the track are all made by Barry himself. So the design of the trains, the walls that were made from the bricks or the glass bottles, and how it gets up such a steep hill is interesting as well, because it zigzags up the hill and gets to reversing points where the train pulls in. The driver has to jump out, change the lever to change it onto the other track, and then it carries on its journey. All of that on top of the fantastic views at the top makes for a great little hour-long experience here up the top of Coromandel Peninsula in New Zealand. We're making a very brief stop in Coromandel town, which seems like a very nice little township, to grab a quick bite to eat before we get on the road and drive down out of the peninsula to Cambridge.
Clock ticking off the wall, but tonight I'm letting it go.
I have to say, one thing that's been really good throughout Coromandel is the food. Everywhere we've gone has really good grub and very, very lovely customer service.
Stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me.
So we've just checked into our accommodation in Cambridge and we're now heading off to do the Waitomo Glowworm Caves this evening.
In this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me. No, nothing can break me.
Well, that really was a magical experience. Obviously I couldn't film anything because it's so dark down there and you're not allowed to, but that's part of the magic, not knowing what you're going to see once you get down there and you enter into this big cavernous caves. You learn about how the caves are formed and the glowworms and their life cycle, and then you get in the boat and slowly drift in silence through these dark caves with the thousands and thousands of glowworms above you like stars. It really is a fantastic experience.
I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes.
Looking back, the Coromandel Peninsula was one of our favourite places in New Zealand. Whilst we managed a whistle-stop tour, I could easily return for a week properly exploring all the small villages, walking the trails and enjoying the sunny coastline. However, heading south brought us the truly unique Waitomo Glowworms. It also begun our journey through the North Island's iconic rolling green hills, building my excitement for the next chapter in our journey, a very special visit to the Hobbiton movie set.